for the last day of the 2010 World Weightlifting Championships. The first of the two categories that we feature today is the men's 105 kilo final, 131 pounds, 16 and a half stone, and these are the contenders. Dmitry Klokov at the top of the list there with an Olympic silver medal to his credit from Beijing. Certainly one of the major contenders, as you see the 9 men who line up here and their body weights from just about an hour or so ago from the weigh-in. So let's meet the contenders, and this is Dmitry Klokov, son of the former president of the Russian Weightlifting Federation, and as I said, Olympic silver medalist in Beijing. This is Kim Hwa-sung of Korea. He was 5th in the World Championships a year ago in Goyang on his own home stage. Next, it's the man who's moving up, Bartłomiej Bąk of Poland, moving up to this 105 kilo weight category. And Wladimir Szmoczkov, the world champion, back here in Antalya when he zoomed up from the B group and gave us the expression we use today, doing a Szmoczkov. Marcin Dołęga of Poland, the reigning world champion from Goyang last year, 28 years of age. Next, Ivan Efremov, very much an outsider, this Uzbek, who is 24 years of age, and he has to show some significant improvement to play a part in this. Artur Babayan of Armenia, 5th in the Europeans in Minsk this year. And 2 more to go. Gia Makavariani representing Georgia, 7th in those World Championships in Goyang in Korea. And the last man in the lineup, Sergei Istomin from Kazakhstan, 8th at the Beijing Olympics, behind, of course, Dmitry Klokov. And in Beijing, Andrei Aramov of Belarus, who at the moment is being investigated for a possible doping infringement. So that's how they line up, but this is what happened a little earlier today. This is Martin Tesovic of Slovakia coming onto the stage. This is the man who, as a result of his efforts in the first and second disciplines, has totaled up 387 and leads and is the man in the clubhouse they've all got to chase in the upcoming A final. Tesovic from Slovakia, and 175 kilos. Taking that forward to the second half, and 212 on the bar. Tesovic 205, failed at 211, but then took a little bit of extra time and came out for this 212 that was ultimately going to give him 387 and actually a kilo advantage over Mikhail Hordichuk of the Ukraine, who totaled 386. So Tesovic, who's no stranger to the world stage and no stranger in Europe, but this was a pretty good sequence by him, totaling up 175 and 212 for 387, weighing in at 104.48. So he's the man at the moment who's, so to speak, in the lead. So onto the stage is Makavariani for his second attempt. Situation in the snatch phase at the moment. Kim Hwa-sung, successful at 180, leads the competition at the moment from Modestas Simkus, and Artur Babayan in 3rd place. And 104.13, lighter body weight than Kim Hwa-sung, takes Makavariani of Georgia into the lead. So Makavariani, second attempt, but still waiting in the wings to start. Wladimir Szmoczkov, the Antalya 2001 champion. Marcin Dołęga, the defending champion. Dmitry Klokov, the Olympic silver medalist, and this year's European silver medalist, Dmitry Klokov, as well. So real talent still to come onto the stage, as the bar at the moment on 180 kilos. For the second attempt, it should be, of this man, Bartłomiej Bąk of Poland. A miss, so needs to get on the board. Weighed in at 102.77, Bartolome, and therefore a successful second attempt here will take him from nowhere to first place and the gold medal position, but not yet really halfway through this 105 kilo final. So here we go. New man to the class, second attempt, 180. And that's much better. Really fixed it overhead there, and relief, I'm sure, but this man new to the class, but will have a big relief at 180 as a 94 kilo lifter. 172, 175, did actually manage 179, but that was some 4 years ago in the Europeans. So Poland lead, Georgia in silver, Kim Hwa-sung of Korea, who still has one attempt left, in third place. Modesta Simkus, who was the B group leader in this particular part of the competition, 177, now down to fourth place. And Babayan of Armenia now, third attempt. Two good efforts to start off with, 170, 176. This is 5 kilos up for the lead. Snatch world record, of course, 200 kilos, set by Andrei Adamov in Beijing. The Olympic champion, who's under something of a cloud at the moment. And the 181 failure leaves Babayan in fifth place. Bar out in front of him, and next man to come on, Efremov, this little known Uzbekistan lifter, also going for the lead with his third attempt. Uzbekistan, what a strong team of lifters. 563 athletes have been here participating over the past 10 days. Very good indeed. Well, we haven't seen much of him for 3 years, since he was a 94 kilo lifter himself, but that zooms him up into first place, into the gold medal position. Failed at 179, took the extra time, came out at 181, so effectively a 6 kilo increase for the third attempt, but made it well. Explosive speed, really fixed that, drives up, feet in line and steady, very good. So be pleased with that. And so Sergei Istomin now, who was on 175, and this is a 7 kilo increase to 182. So this would give him the outright lead, a kilo ahead of Efremov. He's fractionally lighter than the Uzbek lifter who leads at the moment. Oh, excellent. Really excellent snatch. And some good work on the stage here in this penultimate championship. 182. Still in the wings. Shmochkov, Dowinga and Klokov for Russia, Poland and Russia again. Russia, who certainly took Saturday as their day here, with Kasharina taking the women's super heavyweight and Alexander Ivanov, triple junior world champion, delivering the promise in no uncertain terms yesterday in taking the 94 kilo championship. Now this is Kim Hwa-sung, 183. This is a kilo more than he lifted last year in Goyang. Weighed in at 104.65. But of course, this will be a kilo more than Istomin. So again, would be a new leader if he can get this. What a pity. Second attempt was good, but this third attempt, unfortunately, a lift too far for him. So Istomin of Kazakhstan continues to lead from Efremov, with Bartholomew Bonk of Poland in the bronze medal position. Well, 183, Klokov had posted 185 as his opener, likewise Szmorczkov, and 190 for Dowinga from Poland, so we're not far away from that. And Makavariani now third attempt. So whoever gets 183 at the moment will go into first place. This is just a 3 kilo increase, but it is his third attempt, and 183. This is going into new territory for him. The 180 that he got on the second attempt, he's done that many, many times. And this is where those third attempts really show up, pushing himself, and stays on 180. So at the moment, we've got 5 men covered by 2 kilos. Istomin, who still has an attempt left. Bartholomew Bonk, who's got a lift left. And also the 3 men who've yet to start. But 185 is the bar. And the Olympic silver medalist about to emerge. So here comes Dmitry Klokov, son of Vyacheslav, the former president of the Russian Federation. About 7 years ago he was the president of the Federation, and his dad, former world champion in this class. It wasn't 105 kilos, I think it was 110 in his day. Needs to stand still, just a few steps forward on that 4-meter square platform, but gets the first attempt. Dmitry Klokov spent much of the past 4 years training on his own. He's found it difficult to find a really experienced coach to work with. Very analytical in his work, and just maybe not textbook on the first one, but having got this one away now, one would hope that he starts to be a little bit more fluent. He's capable of 195. That would be where his personal best is. And now 185 for Bartholomew Bonk. And all of these marks are new marks for him, being a lifter coming to this class for the first time in a major championship. So 185, weighed in at 102.77. He's lighter than Klokov, so this is for the gold medal position for the Pole. Now this time the pull wasn't strong enough. He didn't get the bar overhead. It was still out in front of him, so he stays down in 4th place at the moment. And the first 6 now covered by literally no more than 5 kilos. So Sergei Istomin now to also try 185 kilos for his third and final attempt, and again he is lighter than Klokov, so this would move him up from silver to gold, but that would be the end of his lifting. But it wouldn't be by any means a bad little series here for Istomin. They build them strong in Kazakhstan. Unfortunately, that was just on the shoulders below the neck, I think, and he's walked away unscathed. Have a look at this. Yeah, just off. Nonetheless, you'd rather this didn't happen. Oof. So Istomin stays in silver medal position, and now this is the defending champion, Marcin Dowenga, on 188 kilos. First attempt. Dowenga, who'd posted 190, but adjusting to the situation and just dropping off a couple of kilos here. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the warm-up has not gone well, but more likely he's responding to his coaches to be a little bit more conservative, particularly on this opener, just to make sure that he gets this first one in. Very good and comfortable as well. 195 in career, contributed to a total of 421 when he took the title 12 months ago. And we've seen here already in the past days here this rejuvenation of the heavier Polish lifters. Apart from Szymon Kalecki of Poland, most of the headlines in recent years have come from their women's division, the likes of Kleinowska and Agata Robel, but that generation passing to the next generation who haven't quite arrived yet in the women's division, but the men taking over the headlines in Polish weightlifting at the moment. Marcin also has a brother, Robert Dowenga, who is involved in the sport. So, first attempt now by Vladimir Shmorchkov, who made his name here in Antalya in 2001 when he was tucked away in the B group and came through and surprised everybody and went on to win the gold medal. And as I said in the introduction, it's given rise to a little catchphrase, doing a Shmorchkov, which is doing just that, coming from an unknown position to the gold medal. Now he posted 185 kilos and has come out on 190. So conversely, this suggests that he's very serious and he's feeling good and everything's gone well. So 190 for the outright lead. And Shmorchkov stands still and takes the advantage, takes the edge. So Russia going to gold with Shmorchkov, Dowenga of Poland in silver, and Klokov of Russia in the bronze medal position. All those three men who we identified as the main contenders, now with two apiece left. So Dmitry Klokov showed his well-being this season in Minsk in the Europeans, totaled up 420, which is the total he's posted here as an entry total. David Riggett on the left there. And this is Klokov. They family live in Moscow. His dad's now quite a successful businessman. So 5 kilo increase to put pressure on the others and to go from bronze to gold. Yeah, and this was a much better second attempt, and You may have heard me refer to Ramunas Visnauskas, who was originally due to participate and is very much a showman at 105. Well, this man also quite a lot of emotion and personality in preparation and in his response to a very good, successful second attempt. Well, Smochkov also important in this mix because he has the lightest body weight of these three contenders. So Klokov into silver because of 104.43, Smochkov 103.87, and now Dawenga going for 191 to leapfrog the pair of them. 3 kilo increase, second attempt. So the defending champion now a setback because the advantage sways to the other two. Klokov and Smochkov, having done 190, are not going to want 191, so Dawenga's going to have to make a decision. Unable to get under that and fix it, and so Dawenga, in a sense, because of that failure, forced to go again at 191. That's the situation. 3 attempts left. Smochkov, the champion of 9 years ago here in Antalya, in a different competition hall, in the Sabanchi hall on the other side of town. Incidentally, another lovely day here in Antalya. Not quite as hot as it's been, sort of just under 30 Celsius, but blue skies. It's been that way all the way in this holiday heaven. It certainly made a difference for the athletes staying in a place called the World of Wonders, where really everything's readily available, including the beach and the pools and everything. But Klokov now 192. This is going to give Dawenga a helping hand, who's elected to move up. So Klokov, heavier than Smochkov, trying to go from silver to gold here. Third attempt. Very good indeed, and the Russians really have burst onto the scene in the last couple of days. Zabolotnaya didn't quite manage to depose her former teammate, now Kazakh lifter Podebedova, but yesterday, as I said, very much a Russian day, and this could be yet another Russian title here. 2 Russians and a Pole in competition, and Dawenga is going to come in for 192. Now Dawenga weighed 104.11. That's lighter than Klokov. So if he can make this, here he is. This will put the defending champion in pole position, but remember, in the wings waiting is Vladimir Smochkov, and he's definitely going for 193. He's just really waiting to see what these men can do, and in particular this man. So that leaves Dawenga on 188, which is 2 kilos behind Smochkov, and it's 4 behind Klokov. So puts him into difficulty once again. back on his heels there, and 193 for Shmorchkov. So the two Russians who dominated the nationals earlier in the season now vying for supremacy at this point. Now Shmorchkov has got 2 attempts, and traditionally it's in the snatch phase that he has to profit. Just having a look at the clean and jerk opening weights. Shmorchkov on 215, Klokov on 218, Dawenga on 221. So not much to choose between them. But 193, still 7 kilos short of the snatch world record, but that's not an issue at the moment. I doubt that it will be, unless Shmorchkov gets this and then wants to go for glory. Great bottom position, and Stead is technically wonderful to watch, and he's just growing with every lift, and that's almost a wry smile there from David Riggott. But no lift. There's the press out on the right arm. Difficult to see from that angle, but it's the right arm, and he's got one more go at it, so there'll be no glory crack at the world record. He'll just concentrate on trying to get the lead and the gold medal in the snatch phase here. Well, he's put the bar up to 195. Obviously totally confident that he can handle the weight. 195 for Shmorchkov. Haven't seen him do this for probably the best part of 5 years, when he won the European title back in Sofia in 2005. So interesting. Not deterred by that failure, clearly confident of his own ability. Very different to Klokov. Shmorchkov from Siberia, pretty close to the town of Tomsk, I should say, in the Urals. A little bit of ammonia just to clear the nose. And he's got 1 minute and 3/4, so plenty of time. I think the adjective that describes this man generally is cool. He's quite relaxed about everything he does. When he won here 9 years ago, the world title, 198, 225 for 422.5. That was his total 9 years ago. That was a kilo and a half more than Dawenga did last up. And suddenly just not in his head. Now that is a big surprise for Shmorchkov, because it's left him on 190, and his teammate Dmitry Klokov has the 2 kilo advantage going into the second half of the competition. Very, very surprised at that. So Shmorchkov, 2 opportunities to take the lead, couldn't take either of those. The first one because it was a press out, it wasn't a million miles away. Initially looked good, but the replay certainly showed that there was a press out, and it was a good decision to give it as a no lift. But Klokov, who's gone 185, 190, 192, that is the reward for 3 good snatch attempts. And you can see on that page there of results, he's the only one to put in 3 good attempts. So Dmitry Klokov deserving to be at the top of the table, but it's nicely poised with just 4 kilos separating the 3 main contenders. Well, already underway, the clean and jerk in the 105 kilo class, and this is Sergei Istomin from Kazakhstan. 215 kilos on the bar. Current leader in the clean and jerk, Vladimir Shmorchkov, with an opener of 215. And Randy, good power jerk, which is going to take him up into silver.
Very unusual style. I mean, his hands are really far apart. I mean, he could be snatching with a grip like that. Right foot looked to me as if it were a little bit behind the left foot as far as left to right position. Awkward looking, but it worked.
And just to bring you up to date with the
yeah, look at that.
Vladimir Shmotskov with a total of 405 kilos, and that 405 leads the overall competition at the moment. Sergei Istomin second, 397. Bartolomew Bonk of Poland with 391 ahead of Efremov of Uzbekistan, 391. And this man, Gia Makiavani, at the moment in 5th place on 390, but this would take him to 395 and into the overall bronze. Makiavani from Georgia in 7th place at the halfway stage of the competition, and that looked too heavy right from the beginning.
Boy, he got driven down on that. Not happy either about that. When he racked the weight, you could see it just drove him into the platform. He basically got crushed under that. Interesting situation here, though, with Shmotskov, you know, coming out early in the clean and jerk. That could be a pivotal lift. He's on the board. Clock off. Who knows? You know, in Dolenga, you know, maybe they're going to be aggressive with their openers, but he's got a total at this point. He's the quiet guy here.
But just reflecting, Randy, on what happened in the first half of the competition, because you were stage side for his second and third attempts. The second one, you know, I certainly on review agreed with the judges. 2-1 against the correct mark. But then what I found really strange was he went to 195.
Yeah.
And I couldn't quite understand what he was up against. Surely he should have just gone for the 193.
Well, I think their feeling was they were so confident that he had or could have nailed the 193. They wanted to move up, and I think it was really a pity because he was left with nothing. And there you've got his teammate who's showboating, doing modern day caveman, and he ends up losing to that guy, Mr. Quiet.
This is Efremov, who has taken a 7-kilo increase here. So this is going to take him up to 398.
Nice clean.
Well, this is better.
No room to spare on that jerk. He just barely got those arms to full extension. They're not blessed with tremendous lockout either, but he secured the bar overhead, got the lift. That's what really counts.
Yeah, things just warming up, and if you are just joining Randy and myself, just to remind you that waiting in the wings, yet to start, Dmitry Klokov, the leader at the halfway stage, and also the defending champion, Marcin Dowenga, finding himself 4 kilos behind Klokov at the halfway stage because he lost 2 attempts in the snatch phase as well. So this competition far from over, but I think I agree with you. Very interesting that Shmotskov came in early to get the 215, the 405, and I think now, you know, he's sitting back with his coaches just watching how this might unfold.
Right. Clean and jerk isn't really his strength, so that's part of it too, but now they know that they're on the board, and the other 2 guys don't. Klokov, I think, is going to be more aggressive. Dolenga's probably going to be more aggressive. I noticed that the Russian coach, David Riegert's working with both of the Russian lifters, not just one or the other.
If you go back to Antalya, 2001, when Shmotskov won, his clean and jerk then, 9 years ago, was 225. And, you know, I've seen him do 227.5. That was sort of 5 years ago before these weight categories were established. But recent time, 215, 221, you know, I just wonder whether he can go much further than 221.
Yeah.
Interesting to see. And that's why losing those 3 kilos was so painful, so important.
Yeah.
Klokov, though, looks as if he really means business this evening.
Yeah, I don't know how much is show and how much is go. You know, it's part of both with him.
This is Kim.
This guy needs a little bit more fire in his belly in this lift to really attack that bar.
And exactly the same as in the snatch phase.
Yeah.
The 3rd attempt, lost that. 3rd attempt, lost in the clean and jerk. Now, we always say that the 3rd attempt, you should be pushing yourself maybe into a little bit of never land. Having said that, you know, disappointing that those 2 third attempts have gone away from him. And Kim who was involved last year, of course, in Goyang, finished 5th in Goyang, but at the moment is down in 6th place.
So here comes Klokov, the other Russian, coming in at 218. I kind of alluded to this, very different personality and lifting style between him and his teammate Schwarzkopf. This guy growls and has all these grimaces before he lifts. Produces the goods also, I don't want to sell him short. Schwarzkopf, on the other hand, is Mr. Understatement.
Well, he's cool. He's Mr. Cool. He's laid back.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, this man's from Moscow. Schwarzkopf is the mountain man from Siberia.
I didn't realize that, yeah. Country calm.
Country calm, exactly. Now, Klokov, of course, his dad was world champion.
Yes, absolutely.
In the equivalent class in those days, which I think was, what,
110?
Yeah.
110 kilos, yeah.
Yeah.
This before. Does he look a little bow-legged to you when he's standing up ready to jerk the weight? Not that affects his lifting in any way, but I've never really caught my eye before. Noticed he was quiet this time, and I don't know if that's because he understands that he needs to get a lift on the board. All that growling and grimacing that he does before the snatch, to me it's interesting. He does that, and then he calms down right before the lift. I wonder how much of that is just purely show, how much it really is to adrenalize him. But this was just simple execution. I'm sorry.
Show or not, what he's done is he's extended what was a 2 kilo advantage at halfway now into a 5 kilo advantage over Schwarzkopf. So Schwarzkopf in the wings, the coaches are going to be looking at this very intently to see where Klokov chooses to go with his next lift. This is De Wenger now.
The other danger man.
Well, the other danger man indeed, the defending champion, and coming in at 218, the same as Klokov, but the difference is that he'd originally posted 221.
Good lift. Just to put these in perspective, the world record in the clean and jerk for this bodyweight class is 237, held by Alan Sagayev, a Russian who then went to Bulgaria to lift. So we're a bit below that, but it doesn't matter. It's all relative. These guys are competing against each other, not the world record on the books.
And not that I like bringing this up, but I believe Mr. Sagayev is currently on the naughty list.
Probably. I shouldn't say probably. Perhaps I should say.
I was going through it the other day and pretty sure. So Bartholomew Bonk now for Poland. Second attempt, 7 kilo increase. Now this, he's trying to pull himself up here to 398, and the reason is that he's got very light body weight, and this would pull him up into overall bronze medal position.
That's impressive. I mean, this guy, I wasn't sure he was going to stand up with weight, and he absolutely nailed that jerk. Dug deep within himself. A lot of people would have collapsed psychologically at that point. After all that physical stress of standing up, they would have just thrown in the towel. But he fought back, and boy, did he stick that jerk.
Yeah, just beg your pardon. He's actually gone into the lead in the clean and jerk. 4th place in the overall. He's now, in terms of the overall chase, some 7 kilos behind Schwarzkopf. But he's running out of lifts. Schwarzkopf and the others, Klokov and De Wenger, have got more to come.
Very narrow grip on the jerk. You saw him get set. You saw the chest come up, holding the air, firm about a brace. Boom, punches it overhead.
But very interesting that the two new boys to this class, Bartholomew Bonk and Ivan Efremov, both on 398, which is a decent first appearance.
Yeah, absolutely. 400-ish is, you have to have some respect in this class.
Now, Fabian 388, and Schwarzkopf will be the next man in if the plan goes ahead.
jerk almost turned into squat jerk, but then turned into no lift. Power jerk, he'd go down to about a quarter squat. Squat jerk, he would go into a full squat. He was getting driven down by the weight, but could not hold it, and no lift.
Schmotzkopf should be in. What's he posted?
220.
So this 5 kilo increase you're going to see in a moment would bring him up to 410, put him on equal kilos with Dmitry Klokov.
And he's lighter.
Absolutely. Come out for the 218 for a third and final time. And this would take him to 394. So silver medal in the clean and jerk, and he would move him up from 9th to 7th overall. So interestingly, talked about him a little bit in the first part of the competition. He's sort of not making significant progress. He's there or thereabouts, but he's not he's not threatening really.
Okay, power jerk worked. Good lift. He's happy. He's relieved, I think, too.
Yeah, as I said, it puts him up into silver in the clean and jerk, but there are so many people still alive in this competition. He's not going to hold on to that medal.
Yeah, Schmotzkopf looks like he's coming out for the 220 on his second attempt. So that's a 5 kilo increase, and
I bet Klokov's just put 221 on the bar.
23.
23, has he?
23.
Yeah, right. And Dawenga.
223 also, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So Dawenga's 4 off the pace. Schmotzkopf's 5 off the pace. Both of them are lighter than Klokov, but you still feel that Klokov's got the edge.
Here's a man who's the lightest of the 3.
Yeah, now he has to make this, Randy.
The clean, I think, is not going to be as much of a challenge for him as the jerk, but let's wait and see. You do not get partial credit. You must make the whole lift. Waste no time.
That's okay. Now, is he strong enough?
Oh, yes. Yes, there was a moment in there where I wasn't sure, and he's showing he's mastered that weight. That's a big success for him.
Yeah, but 220 doesn't win.
No, but we're trying to establish a trajectory here, and it's going the correct way for him right now, and he's got 2 nice successes. He knows he handled this 220 just fine. Boom. See, there was just that instant where you did not know whether or not he was going to hold on to the lift. He did. Right there.
So, using your not inconsiderable experience, Randy, how much more do you think he's got in him?
Well, I think what they're going to do, frankly, is I think they're going to wait and they're going to see what they need and they're going to roll the dice. I think that's what's going to happen. Everybody here is going to try to do that. Of those 3, it's going to come down to the last clean and jerk is my prediction.
So Istamin now, and this is a 5 kilo increase. This is to take him to 402.
Pretty awkward looking, frankly, on that weight.
So that ends the challenge of the Kazakh lifter, left in 6th place in the overall rankings at the moment and 7th place in the clean and jerk.
Not sure whether he actually got an elbow touch. It certainly doesn't help you, but if your elbow touches your knee in the clean, it's instant disqualification. Will essentially turn down.
So not too many lifts left now, but Schmotzkopf's got 1 left, Barthélemy Bonk 1 left, Dawenga with 2, Klokov with 2, and Efremov it is to take his final attempt, and this is a 4 kilo increase, and this would take him to 402.
Put him fourth in the total.
Yeah.
At this point,
which I think would be a pretty good result for the day. And it's been noticeable the strong challenge from the Uzbekistan squad at these World Championships.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he's happy, boy, and the Uzbeks here are really happy too. They got quite a cheering section going behind us.
Yeah, and they haven't picked up a medal at these championships, and I don't think, to be perfectly honest, this was a big stepping stone for them.
It was celebration. Yeah, they're happy.
Absolutely. Because this was a 94 kilo lifter who, when we last saw him, was sort of picking up 363, and now here he is with 402. And as you said, when you get over 400, that's respect.
Yeah, you've made it to the first level there, and again, he's got a couple of years. Thinking London 2012, he's going to grow into this class, and the numbers we would expect to just keep increasing for him.
Yeah, and 24 years of age, he posted 405 as his entry total, so just being a couple of kilos off first time around at this weight level in the Worlds, I think that's a pretty good day's work. Well done, Mr. Efremov. We approve. And so Barthélemy bonked now to come on for his third attempt. And here's again another new boy. The two new boys actually, it doesn't always work out like that, but they've actually performed pretty well. And he's on 398. He had 218. This is 4 kilos. So this puts him on to 402. He's lighter than Efremov, which would just lift him ahead of the Uzbek. So, for another gentleman to have a satisfying afternoon. Hope you can do it.
Strong clean.
Oh yes. Start, get the legs in line. Hold it. That's good.
Staggering a little bit, but basically he was the master of that weight. That was a nice lift.
Yeah. And shows a lot of promise for the future.
Yeah.
There's a man with something to go home and work on.
So here comes Klokov for the 223.
Well, I was impressed with this. Strong overhead. But just have a look at the split. Then, as you say, just staggers a little bit. Has to bring that left foot forward and get it in line, but he does so.
Nice lift. That's a little bit of celebration there, looking around, showing, look, I've got it overhead.
But before that, steely-eyed.
Yeah.
Now, the growler.
Yeah.
Klokov. He's trying to put in a weight here, 223, to test the other two. That's Dawenga and Schmorzkov. Hasn't quite closed the door on them, and if he ran into problems here, he'd give them a lifeline.
Yeah, this is a big lift for him.
But he's done it before, Randy.
Oh yeah.
This is a weight he's handled. He's handled 225. He's handled 230 in the Olympics.
Strong clean. Oh, he's looking good. I think we'll see hear a lot of growling.
I think that was an extremely well-judged and measured attempt by David Riggert and the team.
Yeah. Of course, why shouldn't David Riggert, with his background, do that? But that was a well-executed lift. He's for real at this contest.
And now Vladimir Schmorzkov, Russia. Saturday.
Rusya'dan Vladimir Schmorzkov 223 kiloda 3. kaldırışa.
Dmitry Klokov, Russia, please prepare.
Dmitry Klokov, lütfen hazırlanın.
Well, the bar going up at the moment. It's 224 for Klokov, but he's not going to rest on that. Schmorzkov 223. Dawenga 227 the bar's gone to. Schwarzkopf putting the bar up to 225. So this is the high stakes poker coming on now between these major contenders. So Dawenga with 2 attempts left, Schwarzkopf with 1 life left, Klokov with 1 life left, and Dawenga, the man who's playing high stakes poker here, the highest of all by going 227 for his second attempt. But Schwarzkopf now deciding that 225 is where he needs to go to, and 225 puts him on 415, the same as Klokov. But then, once again, by virtue of his lighter body weight, he would go into overall gold medal position. He would also go into first place in the clean and jerk. So, big lift. And Schwarzkopf, who, by my reckoning, hasn't lifted this sort of weight for a good 5 years in competition. Oh, come on, come on, come on. This is terrific. And this time, surely 3 white lights. David Riggott, a 2-1 against. No lift. Well, it's press outs again. Let's have a look once again. And there it is. There is the press outs there on the right arm again. And you can see it even more clearly from the shot behind the lifter. So Schwarzkopf, who's lost a lot of kilos because of press outs today and stays down in overall silver on 410. Now Dawenga. Dawenga at the moment is on 406 kilos. 227 is a 9 kilo increase. Takes him up to 415, and weighing lighter than Klokov would put him into the lead with 1 attempt after this available. So hard clean. Defending champion, but again the left arm. Was there a press out on the left arm? Waits for the buzzer to put it down. He's got 3 white lights. And Dawenga, by virtue of lighter body weight, takes the lead in both the clean and jerk and the overall title. So it comes down to Klokov and Dawenga, 1 apiece to decide the 105 kilo championship. The defending champion in the lead by lighter body weight, and Klokov going to 227. 4 kilos up to take him to 419. And this is what the Russians have worked out as being too much for Dawenga. That's what they think. .20 The Olympic silver medalist, the European silver medalist of this season. Possible. Oh no. And it means that the championship stays in the hands of Marcin Dawenga, and that run of second places, sadly for this man, continues. He did win the world title back in 2005 in Doha, was trying to regain it again here in Antalya, but as a result of that failure, it's Dawenga who takes the clean and jerk honours with 227, lighter body weight giving him the clean and jerk gold and the overall. Well, the bar has been put up to 238, which is an attempt on Alan Chagayev's clean and jerk world record. It is, as they say, a lift for nothing, because there's absolutely nothing to lose. And Dawenga, well, this is completely new territory. If he can clean this, judging by how hard he had to work to clean the previous lift on 227, to take an 11 kilo increase here to attempt a new clean and jerk record. Well, this takes courage. These are huge weights, and this is about as dangerous as it gets when you try to put this over your head. But can he clean it? That's the first question here. If he can, well, it'll be quite remarkable. 238, going after a world record for icing on the cake. No. Far too heavy on this occasion, but Polish flag for a Polish victory here. 415 kilos gets the job done. He required 421 kilos last year in Goyang when he defeated Dmitry Lapikov, another Russian. But 415 does the job here. Clock off that third failure, a really expensive one. And Randy, I guess you're as surprised as I am that Klokov didn't make that last 227.
Well, I got to tell you, frankly, I mean, if I could have changed the outcome here, I would have given Schwarzkopf some of those near misses and changed this entire race.
Yeah, but they did mark it correctly. I mean, I actually thought that clean and jerk was, the press out there was maybe even more marginal than one on the snatch. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it really shows, you know, how a small difference can lead to a big difference in the outcome. I was surprised that Dawenga came out for that clean and jerk. I thought that was just, you know, for show, put the world record in the bar, but at least he deadlifted it.
Absolutely. So Dawenga takes the clean and jerk gold, and that 227 second attempt there, the decisive lift of the championship, because it allows him to keep the title and take it back to Poland. And Dawenga ahead of Klokov, who takes the clean and jerk silver, Bonk, who takes the clean and jerk bronze. So what a result for Poland here to take first and third, and the new boy at this weight class getting the bronze medal. So not a consolation, a huge encouragement. And in the total, you can see the situation. The champion defends Dawenga and denies Klokov by 4 kilos. Barthélemy Bonk only 5 kilos off the class, and that is very